So while Gaza is supposedly starving and nobody there has enough money to buy any food, Hamas is still secretly paying tens of thousands of its workers and fighters in cash. Now, this is according to the BBC. Color me shocked, okay? An investigation dated to August 6th of 2025 shows that Hamas has been using a covert cash-based system to pay the salaries of 30,000 civil servants. They start by acknowledging that Hamas's military and governing capabilities are essentially gone at this point. They're under intense pressure. Yet throughout the war, Hamas has managed to again use a secret cash-based system to pay 30,000 civil servants salaries totaling $7 million. The BBC reported that they had spoken to 3 civil servants who had confirmed that they had each been paid nearly $300 just within the past week. They say with no functioning banking system in Gaza, receiving the salary is dangerous, and that Israel regularly identifies and targets Hamas salary distributors seeking to disrupt the group's ability to govern. But wait for the next part. Apparently, employees receive text messages, encrypted messages on their phones or either on their spouse's phones, telling them to go to a specific location at a specific time to, quote, meet a friend for tea. At the meeting point, the employee is approached by a man or occasionally a woman who discreetly hands over a sealed envelope containing the money before vanishing without further interaction. An employee at the Hamas Ministry of Religious Affairs who doesn't want to give his name says, every time I go to pick up my salary, I say goodbye to my wife and children. I know that I may not return. He says, quote, on several occasions, Israeli strikes have hit the salary distribution points. I survived one that targeted a busy market in Gaza City. So this guy who didn't want to be named just admitted that the distribution points for salaries of Hamas employees is in the middle of cities. In Gaza City. The BBC says in March, the Israeli military said that they had killed the head of Hamas's finances, Ismail Barhoum, in a strike on the Nasser hospital in Han Yunis, and they accused him of channeling funds to Hamas's military wing, but they say it remains unclear how Hamas has managed to continue funding salary payments, given the destruction of much of its administrative and financial infrastructure. Yeah, you know, it's kind of like they just stockpiled money and kept it for themselves because they knew what they were going to do on the 7th of October, and they didn't care about helping the people of Gaza. And now they're looting and stealing aid, selling it at exorbitant prices, not to mention all of the reports we have of armed gangs looting aid trucks. We also have the latest reports and numbers from the UN showing how much of the aid has been intercepted. Just for example, this one's from May 19th to August the 4th. They report that 31,000 tons or 33,000 pallets of food have been intercepted. Anyways, though, the BBC went on to say that their sources in Gaza have said that significant quantities of aid were taken by Hamas during this time, and they finished by quoting Nisreen Khaled, who is a Gazan woman. She says that her Hamas-affiliated neighbors receive aid, and she, a Gazan woman, blames Hamas.